Have you ever really thought about what a true lifelong friendship looks like? I mean, in a world where we have thousands of online followers, what does it actually mean to have a friend until the very, very end? Okay, I want to start with a story that I promise will stick with you long after you're done watching. So picture this. It's a cold winter evening in a hospital room. An old man is on his deathbed. His breathing is faint. But his eyes, they're not on his family who are gathered around him, crying. No, his eyes are locked on the door. And he just keeps whispering, "He will come, my companion." You've got his sons, his daughters, his grandkids. They're all there. They're leaning in close, saying, "Father, who are you waiting for? We're all right here with you." But he just shakes his head ever so slightly, still looking past all of them, his gaze just fixed on that door, waiting. And then the door creaks open. Another old man, about the same age, walks into the room, breathing hard from the effort. And in his hand, he's clutching this simple, kind of beat-up old radio. He doesn't look at anyone else. He just walks straight to the bedside. Suddenly, this glow just lights up the dying man's face. His friend leans in and says, "Nadim, I've come. I brought the radio we used to listen to cricket on." Nadim, with the last of his strength, takes that radio in both hands. His eyes sparkle one final time. He presses it to his chest. And then he's gone. But wait, the story doesn't end there. At the burial, his friend is one of the men lowering his body into the grave. And as he does, he leans in and whispers, "Nadim, remember our promise. Whoever dies first, the other will stay with him till the grave. See, I have fulfilled my promise." Wow, a promise kept until the absolute end. It's such a powerful story, and it forces you to ask a really tough question. In our world today, have we completely lost what a friendship like that even means? I mean, really think about it. Friendship then was about sharing half a bottle of Coke in the schoolyard. It was about a loyalty you could feel, something real. Now, for so many of us, friendship is just a number on a screen. Thousands of followers, a rush of likes and comments that feel good for a second. But is it the same thing, really? The author of our source material has this absolutely brilliant term for this phenomenon. He calls them plastic flower friendships. You know, they look perfect online. They're beautiful to look at from a distance, but when you get up close, you realize there's no fragrance, there's no substance, there's no life. We've gotten so good at this digital support thing, right? We can tap a heart on a picture in half a second. But what happens when that same friend is in real, actual trouble and needs someone to show up? Well, that's when it's all too easy to suddenly go offline. So what does a real friend actually look like? Well, the author tells another story, this time about his friend Ahmed. One day, Ahmed just came up to him and said, "You have a very bad habit. You're not punctual. This habit will destroy your life." And yeah, it was harsh. He was angry at first. But later he realized that was the sound of true friendship. Someone who loves you enough to tell you a hard truth for your own good. And that really gets to the core of it all. See, a true friend isn't just someone who tells you what you want to hear. They're the one who speaks up for you when you're not in the room. They're genuinely, truly happy when you succeed. They're there to encourage you when you fail. They help you correct your mistakes. And maybe most importantly, they're the one who stays when everyone else has already left. You know, wisdom traditions have understood the weight of this for centuries. The Quran actually describes this moment of deep regret on the Day of Judgment, where a person cries out, wishing they'd never befriended someone who led them down the wrong path. It shows your friends can literally shape your destiny. And this isn't just a one-off idea. There's another powerful teaching that says you basically become like the people you hang out with. Your friends are a mirror to your own values. So the big question is, are we choosing our friends based on their character, or are we just choosing them based on their status and what we think they can do for us? The author learned this exact lesson in the toughest way possible. He suffered a massive business loss and was devastated. So he started calling his so-called close friends, and one by one, they all had an excuse. But then he called one friend, who didn't even hesitate. He just said, "Where are you? I'll be there in 15 minutes. And he showed up, he held his hand, and he said, "We'll get through this together." That right there, that's the difference. And that is the real test, isn't it? It's so easy to be friends when everything's great. The real test of loyalty comes when you are at your absolute lowest, when you feel like you have nothing left, and your friend who might have everything going for them still chooses to stand right there by your side. The great poet Mirza Ghalib put it so beautifully. Sometimes, the last thing we need is another advisor giving us a 5-step plan to fix our lives. Sometimes, we just need a healer. We just need someone to sit with us and share the sorrow. But this whole conversation, it kind of turns the camera back on us, doesn't it? We spend so much time hoping for and expecting this kind of loyalty from our friends. But let's be honest with ourselves. Are we being that friend for someone else? Are we fulfilling our side of the promise? So here's a little test. A simple but really powerful one. Just take a second and think of a number. How many people could you call at 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a true crisis and know with 100% certainty that they would answer that phone? If that number for you is even 1, you are truly one of the luckiest people on this planet. So maybe the solution isn't just about finding better friends. Maybe it's about becoming one. This isn't just about searching for our Nadim. It's about being that person for somebody else. So let's make a pledge right here to be that truthful and loyal friend, to be the person who defends our friends when they're not around. Let's become the friend we all wish we had. Because in the end, that's what a real friend is. They are the mirror that's brave enough to show you who you really are, flaws and all. And they are that support system that catches you, making sure that no matter how many times you stumble, you never completely fall. So I'll leave you with this last question. After hearing all of this, who is that one friend that just popped into your head? Who is the person you need to call today? Not because you need something, but just to let them know you're there for them until the very end.